Welcome to Whidbey Island. Can you hear the birds? I'm gonna be camping in this little hut, this little cabin, for the next 2 nights, and I'm really excited. It's so peaceful. It's actually closer to the road than I thought it was gonna be. But look, I have my own little campsite. This is the only one that they rent out, so I'm gonna be here by myself. It's warm in here compared to outside. And they have mats, actually. They're cool. For those that have been along in this journey for a long time, you'll know I'm not much of a camper. Which is why I wanted to start with my first experience, especially solo, being in a cabin. But I still wanted it to be rustic, so I had to buy a sleeping bag. Which way do I want my head to face? Probably this way. The conundrum is, I brought my own mat. You inflate it. But they have mats. But my mat has a pillow. And I didn't bring a different pillow, so... But these look more comfortable. These are like squishy. Look at this big old table. Jeez. What a staple it is. But it looks nice. Look at these wide open spaces. So, what am I doing here? Why am I camping by myself in the middle of some island in Washington State? There are a few reasons. The first reason, and probably the main reason, I see a deer. This is why. I wanted to be out in nature this summer. Of course, I'm not in the hottest place. This is not a tropical vacation. Nowhere in Washington ever is. But I wanted to spend more time outside this summer, enjoying just being away from the city, being out in nature, seeing deer out in this little prairie, hearing the birds. The second reason is that I really wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. I had been toying with the idea of doing something solo anyway, and I solo travel and have for many years, but I haven't done something alone that I haven't done before in quite a long time. I've been back and forth to Mexico the last 2 years. It's somewhere that I feel very comfortable, somewhere that I feel very at home. When I was traveling around Europe, those first few trips were really out of my comfort zone, but the more I did it, the more comfortable it became, and the more fun and the less stress it was. And not to say that this is stressful, clearly it's not, but it is definitely outside of my comfort zone. I initially planned to do some sort of car camping essentially, but I think that was maybe too far out of my comfort zone just yet. I haven't been camping in over a decade. Luke and I had done quite a bit of camping back when we were backpackers living in New Zealand and Australia. We camped out of the back of our Subaru back then. We also rented a camper van at one point and did a big camping road trip around Australia. We've slept in tents around Australia. I haven't really camped since then, so I wanted something that was going to be like a soft landing into the great outdoors, especially since I was going to be doing it by myself. So this cabin was perfect. The other reason I wanted to camp versus doing something like this in Whidbey and staying at a hotel was, besides getting out of my comfort zone, just the price. The cost to travel around the US, especially in the summer, especially in Washington, is so expensive at this time of year. I still think it's kind of expensive for what you're getting, but you are the only person that camps here, which is very cool. And I think that you are paying for that. There's a bunny. Nature is everywhere. This is so cool. So it was $50 a night through Hip Camp, which is a website kind of like Airbnb. People essentially rent out camping spots on their own property, or this is an institute. So they have this one cabin and only I can stay in it because I booked it. So that's really cool. So yeah, being outside, somewhere affordable that allows me to get out into nature, be outside as much as possible. I'm literally just going to sleep in there. I'm going to cook out here. Hopefully it doesn't rain while I'm here. And I'm going to use this as a hub to explore more of Whidbey Island, which will be in another video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. And yeah, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, because I'm about to do a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't done on my own ever. I got a camping stove. I brought some kitchen stuff. I'm gonna cook. I brought like mostly stuff that's like ready to eat or is like very easy to assemble, but it's been a while. The last time I owned a camping stove, I set it on fire. So hopefully that won't happen because there's a fire ban. I'm gonna get back to my book. It's a little early to make dinner. And it's June 22nd, so we're still close to the longest day of the year, which means that it's going to be light until 9, even though it's a little overcast. So nice. I don't think I brought enough stuff. It's so much stuff in here. We got cups, we got pot, we got bread, we got coffee machine, we got chopping board. Most importantly, we've got butane. One of the things that I realized that was nice about this trip today that I hadn't even really thought about was that I'm also getting to enjoy like some serious solitude. Even when I'm home alone, like Luke's away on a work trip or something, I'm still in the city, like I'm still surrounded by like noise and people, and I went out with friends last night and like, you know, life, and that's wonderful, but it's also so nice to be alone. Like not just alone at home, but alone and like in a place like this where it's so quiet. I sat on the beach today having lunch and I was by myself. It was so quiet. It was so nice. Right. Now, I got this the first time I camped. I didn't know that this little notch here had to line up with this little notch here. Let's read the instructions, shall we? Because that's how you set these things on fire. We've got fire. Cool. Okay. I need to make rice. I measured out the rice. It's such a faux pas. I measured out the rice, put it in a bag, and then I didn't bring the measuring cup to measure the water. So I'm just gonna have to eyeball it and hope that it's enough water to cook the rice, not so much water that it tastes like nothing. So far, so good. I think my water bottle is going to save us because half a cup is 125 milliliters. And I double it, so 250 milliliters. And the water is currently at 850. So 8. So we want to get it to 6. That'll be the right amount of water. Right? Really level holding it up. Just okay. Thank you, Nalgene, for sorting out my inabilities to pack well. Okay, so we're We're cooking on gas. Is there wind? Doesn't seem to be any wind. I'm gonna have some rice. I brought, in my little cooler here, some already cooked homemade black beans. I'm gonna have some tomatoes. I'm gonna have some peppers and avocado. Like that. Salt and pepper. And I remembered at the very last minute to bring a bowl. And I also have a knife, so I think I'm pretty prepared. I really wanted to, like, camp somewhere really in the wilderness. Like, that was when I first thought of coming out here. I thought that would be, like, really cool. I really am, like, I admire the YouTuber Eva Zubek, and I recently started following some other women who, you know, like, go out camping all on their own in these really remote places. But I just wasn't ready yet. But I do think that that would be really cool to just, I don't know, you're really testing your own capabilities. But look at this, this is my gourmet meal. I think I made a little too much rice, maybe a half a cup with all the accoutrement is too much. Or maybe I'll eat it all. I forgot my sriracha. I didn't forget the rest of my fridge, but I forgot sriracha. But I did remember the banana peppers. I forgot my headlamp. They did give me a big flashlight kind of thing. But I guess I'll just go to sleep when it's dark. I think that's the point of camping. I like that it's not like they've modernized it, there's no electricity, but it is really warm in here, like in terms of compared to outside. And I think with my sleeping bag, it'll be plenty warm enough in here for the evening. It's so quiet. And I just know that once the sun sets, it's gonna be so dark. It's so peaceful. It's exactly what I was hoping for. It's been really nice to just spend the afternoon and evening reading and sitting outside. Cooking outside is so cool. It's so great. It just feels like very freeing being here. I wonder what's drawing me more and more to being outside and, yeah, investigating this urge to get away from it all. Can you see me? It's just after 9. It's still light out, as you can see. And I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm pretty tired. I can't quite read anymore, although I do have this light, so I could use it if I wanted to. But I think I'm gonna sleep and enjoy the silence and wake up with the sun. Good night. Good morning. My sleeping bag is twisted all the way around. Well, it wasn't, like, not restful. I slept for like 10 hours. Let's make some coffee. We're gonna do this. I love waking up and immediately being outside. The birds are so cool. That's nice. Oh, that's good. I think the only bummer is that it's not really as remote as I had hoped it would be. Like, as soon as I came out here, I could hear the cars going past. This is like the busiest road on the whole island, I think. And I didn't know that when I booked it. A lot of the reviews were like, really like a lot of solitude. And there is. I mean, you're like, as the only person camping in all of these huts, that's really cool. It's like the opposite of camping at a state park or like a national park here, where you're this close to other people's tents and it's just not peaceful at all. And I think for my first camping experience, like, it was good that I had signal on my phone and like wasn't totally remote. But I see the appeal of getting like even further away from, at least like from the noise. I think 2 out of my 3 checklist. Spend more time outside. That's definitely happening. This is perfect. I literally sat outside until it was too dark to read my book. And as soon as I woke up, here I am outside. Having coffee. Listening to the birds. There's so many different ones. So cool. Little bumblebees in the blackberry bushes. And I'm saving money by staying at a place like this rather than staying at a hotel, and I still get to experience Whidbey Island, which is the main priority over camping. So the campsite does have a shower and a toilet. They're in separate rooms. This is the shower. Looks actually really clean. It has some Fisher in it. I was a little worried because, let me show you the floor. This is the floor when I first got in here. And I was thinking, oh, but actually the shower is very clean, so I'm just gonna have to leave my shoes immediately outside the shower. I should have brought flip-flops, but I was not thinking. Feeling fresh and clean and ready for the day. Great water pressure. And yeah. What more can you ask for? It's a campsite, it's a farm. I've seen worse. Anything that goes back into a bag never goes back in the way that it was at first. It's science. We think fold it over. This sleeping bag was so much better than I thought it was going to be. It was literally $19 on Amazon, but it was so toasty. Like, it was so warm. I think it dropped down into the 40s last night, and like my arm came out of the sleeping bag at one point, and it was so cold. But I was really toasty warm in here. Why is it unraveling? Get in there. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Okay. Almost just like when I got it. It's my final picnic table confessional. What's the microphone? 2 nights camping solo. The sun is shining. I'm in high spirits. I slept so well last night. The cabin itself was a good like starting point as a solo camper. I felt safe here. I felt like I slept well. It was still so quiet at night, and it's given me exactly what I was looking for, which was to be outside as much as possible. I honestly only have slept indoors. Like, I spent last night out here until it was almost dark, which was pretty late, like 9:30. So it was just perfection. It's helped that the weather has been so good. I'm not sure how enjoyable this would have been if it was raining, but it wasn't. So I got to have exactly the sort of 2 nights, 3 full days that I was craving, just like some real alone time without working. I'm alone a lot when I'm working, but it's not quite the same as giving yourself this space to just be alone and calm and quiet, and I just feel so happy here. This was really like such a great experience. I'm really looking forward to already doing it again this summer. The weather's gonna get even better. I wouldn't necessarily come back here, but I do appreciate what this experience has given me. And I feel like I can be braver. Still don't really need to sleep in a tent, but overall, just bliss. Absolute bliss. I'm super excited for an upcoming camping experience that is very different from this one, and it won't be solo, and we'll be mobile. So I'll see you then. Thanks as always for watching.